So I'm going to begin with Tanya.
Oh, hello, I'm Tanya. I'm here in Kansas City in the US. And just quickly about me, I'm a sales background. I work in sales during the day, and I'm trying to, well, I'm not trying, I am launching a sales confidence course. And Rachel is the best mentor. So I'm very excited to be here. So yeah, that's, a little bit about me.
Who are you going to pass to, Tanya? Mark?
Yeah. Yeah, me? Okay. I'm totally outnumbered here.
Yeah.
But yeah, my name's Mark. I'm a creative director of a company called Frankman Design. And we do design and marketing for a variety of sized businesses. So you name anything you can think of to do with design and marketing, we kind of cover it, really. And we're based in Torquay in Devon in the UK.
Cool.
Just in case for the worldwide people out there.
You're going to love it, Mark, when we do branding next month. I should get you should do a little piece on branding, because that's your gig.
Yeah. Thanks.
Cool. Who are you going to pass to?
Sue Cockayne, East Devon HR. Yeah. Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, you're on mute, Sue.
Better.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm from East Devon in the UK, and I run an HR consultancy business. So that's anything to do with people and employment.
Fantastic. Welcome. Who are you going to pass to?
I will pass to Natalie.
Hello. I was going to say as well, do you know, I watched December's lesson before, and Mark, you really threw me off because you've grown a moustache and a beard, and I was like, that guy's not here, and then he said Pastor Mark, and I was like, there he is, he looks different. You confused me. I'm Natalie, and I set up probably about September last year, so not that new, a body image coaching company. So I'm here to kind of learn. I've never run a business before, and I've never run anything online before, so it's a whole new arena. And so far I've just been feeling around in the dark, doing some good things, some bad things, so I'm here to learn some better things.
Fantastic. Well, welcome. Who are you going to pass to, Natalie?
I will pass to Sally.
Hello, thank you. So I work with brides. I'm a bridal wellbeing coach, helping brides to get into the best possible shape for their wedding, and also work with them on body confidence and help them with that endless stress they're experiencing at the moment. And I'm also very new.
Cool. It's my wedding anniversary soon, Sally. 9 years. 9 years. Isn't he a lucky guy?
I reckon so.
Who are you going to pass to?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to pass to Laura.
Oh, hello everybody, I'm Laura from Boost Business Assistants, and I help solopreneurs like Rachel and small businesses to delegate their dull and daunting tasks, and also create processes, because if there's something to do, there's a process for it, and then that way you can actually go on holiday and not worry about your business, which is what we all want. So yeah, it's trying to make that Friday feeling every day. I'm going to go for Funmi.
Hi everyone, my name is Funmi. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa precisely. I'm a business coach in business fundamentals, and I'm a Kajabi expert. Great to have you here.
Good job.
I'll pass to Anka.
Hi everyone, I'm an experienced business entrepreneur. I run a traditional eco business, and I'm growing as a motivational speaker. And the reason I'm here is Rachel, not necessarily sales, because I love sales anyway.
You just want to be near me.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. Who are you going to pass to, Anka? I think we've got Sausan and Tina.
I'm going to pass to Tina.
So hi everybody. So yes, obviously my name is Tina, and I run Simply Shine, which is a mindset and wellbeing coaching business. That's only been since June last year, so I'm in complete learning lots mode at the moment. And interestingly, before that, I worked in HR, Sue. So I was in HR for many years. So yeah, that's me.
Cool.
I didn't say where I was from. Sorry, I'm in Cambridgeshire in the UK.
Oh, whereabouts?
Whereabouts? Huntingdon.
I used to live in St Ives.
Oh, did you? Oh, right, very close.
Like 2 miles away.
I think, Sally, we would all have needed your services when we were getting ready for a wedding.
Yeah.
Apart from me.
Apart from you, maybe, yeah.
and me, the venue where I got married said I was the most unbride-like bride that they'd ever worked with.
I can imagine you had it all sewn up, day two.
No, because I was like, I don't want a top table. I don't want speeches. I want everyone to wear whatever they want to wear. The men can wear jeans if they want. And they were like, you for real? Like that's not normal. So I just wanted it to be chilled out. I said, as long as I'm in my dress and I've got a wine and I've got married, I don't really care about anything else.
Love it.
So yeah, brilliant. Right, so Southsan, that makes you last, but of course by no means least.
No, hi, I'm Southsan. I live in mid Devon, but I'm actually in Reading today. And I'm an innovation specialist and professional facilitator. I put people together to do cool things. I'm going to stop there. Gets too complicated otherwise.
Fantastic. Well, listen, welcome everybody. I am over the moon to have you here with us in Sales School. So when I built the concept for Sales School, for those of you that are new, I built it around the word authentic, because in all the years I've been doing sort of sales training, sales coaching, sales leadership for 25 years. And the one thing that has been the recurring thread, the recurring pattern that everybody will always say to me is, I want to sell, I want the outcome, but I don't want to sound sleazy. I don't want to sound salesy. I don't want to sound spammy, but I do want the result. And so for me, that word authentic really brings it to life, that we want to sell using our personality. We want to sell using, you know, what God gave us, rather than trying to be like someone else or do what someone else does or say what someone else thinks. And so throughout, you know, whether it was me in corporate or now me as a business and sales coach, what I don't do is tell you exactly what to do. You know, that's not my style, because if I tell you what to do, you're going to go out and do what I tell you to. And then when it doesn't work, the reason it won't work will be authenticity, because you can't be me, I can't be you, nor would either of us want to be. You know, you've got to be authentically you, because clients will know. So yeah, that's where the kind of the name for school came from. And February's topic is email marketing. And so I've got a chat coming up. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, all good, Tina. And so what we're going to do in school is each month we're going to have a topic for the month. And in the sort of last 4 months that we've been running, I've done a different topic each week. And for that reason, I feel like sometimes it flits around a little bit too much and we can't go deep. We tend to just go top level on a subject rather than getting really, really deep. So I think if we have a topic per month, we'll be able to do 2 classes. The first one of the month will be, you know, the kind of top level. The second one of the month will be the let's go deeper on that. I will have set you some homework in the first one that you might then be able to go out and practice and bring back experiences and talk about how that's gone for you. Laura does all the comms. So Laura's in the Facebook group with us, and Laura works with me and pulls together the emails that will come out to you on a Monday. So that'll be picking up the threads that we've talked about in class and just making sure that, you know, all the resources that you need are held in the learning area. That I hope, you know, those guys who have joined recently, you've had a little navigate around. And Natalie, if you've watched the video, I know you've navigated around, and we've got all the modules stored in, you know, class of January, class of February. And so I've gone in today and I've added a couple of topics. So it'll say class of January and then the topic, so that we can easily go back and find things that we might be looking for. And I've always also added a bonus resources module. So as and when we create new resources in the business, we will add those in there for you. Okay. So it's email marketing tonight. I'm going to share my screen because I've got lots to share with you. So let me know that you can see that. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
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 Let me just sort my screen out so I can see all of you, because I hate to be lonely. Not my thing at all. Okay, so you don't need the title slide. Why is my screen not moving? It's doing this before we dialed in. Why is it doing that? Let me just stop sharing a minute. Might have to come out of full screen. It was doing that before. There we go. Start sharing again. Okay. Now we're moving. Right. So here's my proposed topic. So February, we're going to get really into email mastery. March, we're going to get into brand and messaging. So that being your business brand, your personal brand, and how you deliver your message to the world. You know, like how you tell your story, how you talk about what your mission is, you know, for your business, what your why is, your purpose, that whole message piece.
I don't know if it's my screen. I can just see the Zoom screen.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, really?
They're like like the post attendee Zoom logo thing.
Can you? That is very, very weird. I don't ever get a problem with my screen share. Desktop 2 share. I've got 2 screens.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You got it now, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so February emails, March brand and messaging, April lead generation. I think everybody always wants to do lead generation. You know, like, where are we going to find leads? How are we going to spot them in a crowd? How can we make them want to talk to us? So that we can get that sort of steady flow of discovery calls in the diary, appointments booked, however it is that you want to meet your leads. And then May, we're going to get into converting them. So obviously they go side by side together, because once you've got the leads, obviously we need to get them over the line. And then from June onwards, if anybody's got any thoughts or, you know, suggestions, definitely open to hearing what it is that you guys want to specifically learn about. And, you know, it doesn't just have to be around sales. It can be around business growth. It can be around scaling. You know, it could be that the natural next flow for June is how to deal with sales objections. You know, like when the client says no, what do we do then? Does that mean it's all over, or is there a way to salvage it? So yeah, have a think about June. So email. Why are we talking about email? The reason we're talking about email is because email is one of the highest converting forms of marketing that we can do. And it has been for a long time. But it often gets overlooked because social media is the thing that feels a little bit more immediate and a bit more instant. And often, you know, people will take to social media and spend a lot of time and effort putting posts out there, only to realize that actually, if that social media channel fell over one day, you know, the tech broke, dare we say, you know, that Facebook decided it wasn't going to trade anymore, or Instagram, you know, got bought by somebody who wanted to take it down a different path. All the work, everything that we've built, everything that we've done on social media suddenly is out of our control, whereas an email list is within our control. So I would always say it's a good idea to be building a really strong email list. One of the biggest trends for 2021 marketing is building community. Absolutely, it's in the top 3. All the articles I read, I subscribe to lots of different business channels, you know, like newsletters that talk about the industry. And one of the hottest trends for marketing is the building of community. And that's because there's so much technology around, and the pandemic has made that even worse. We're all on Zoom all day long, and people are craving community. So the more that we can build intimacy, obviously we're forced to be online, but the more that we can build intimacy, the better. And another thing that features in the top 3 trends that goes alongside that is video. You know, maybe that's a good topic for June, is, you know, we get a video specialist to come in and you know, really get into the detail of video and how to get on camera, because it's that video piece that helps to create the intimacy. Yeah. Anka, you got a question?
You don't mean just like a Facebook group?
Yeah, so that's a great example of community. Yeah.
What other examples you might have? Because in my mind, this is pretty much the only one.
This one, we're on one here. This is another example of community. Another example of community is I trialed a mini funnel of taking people from the Facebook group into a small free group coaching of 6 people only, and that worked really well as a more intimate version of a free funnel where you can get to know somebody better and build that community, because then you've got 6 people that all, you know, learn about each other as well as me learning about them, and vice versa. So that would be another example of community.
Still via Facebook, right?
That was in a Zoom. So that was taking so that was going from big community into intimate community.
Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah. So I would always say the more intimate that you can make it, the better. The more people feel like a VIP. That's how you want to make them feel. Yeah. So it could be an invite-only webinar. You start to build that community. Okay. So we're going to be looking at this month, we're going to be looking at the basics, like what are the basics of email mastery? How do we get really good at it? How to actually build an email list, a good email list, what lead magnets we can use, and then how to lead with value so that you can convert clients through your content. Okay. Now I'm going to get as far as I can tonight and leave as, you know, some time for questions. And then we can, if there's anything we missed, we'll pick up next time. But we should be able to sort of flick through it all, okay? So the basics. When it comes to choosing your platform, this is absolutely a key first decision. There's lots and lots of email platforms out there. So you've got the likes of HubSpot, MailerLite, MailChimp, ConvertKit, Sender, there's ActiveCampaign, there's loads and loads and loads out there. So I guess first question to you guys from me is, Anka, you mentioned you haven't chosen your platform yet. Has anybody else not got an email platform?
I don't have one. I've heard of Kartra, which is supposed to be an all-in-one email funnel lead magnet, but I have not looked at it.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Kartra. Funme here in the group, she's a Kajabi expert. So that's another platform that's all built into one. So if you Googled email platform, you probably wouldn't get Kartra and Kajabi come up, because they don't necessarily market themselves in that way, because they're more like course hosting platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But they do email. And if you don't want to have a separate video hosting platform and a separate course hosting platform, then they're a good option, but they are more expensive. So you pay for what you get. And I think it really depends on how technical people are and whether or not you want the responsibility of building the integration between multiple platforms. So if I start to talk to you about things like API keys and codes that you paste from one backend to another backend, you'll probably be like that. No, Rachel, no, too technical. I can't do it. But I would challenge you back on that and say, I'm not technical and I can do it. So it's not that hard. It's not that hard. So just to give you a run through of, you know, my tech, what I have chosen. And before I chose it, I did a few side-by-side tests of other platforms. So I chose it, you know, very intentionally. It wasn't an accident. So I chose MemberVault to host our learning resources, our courses, knowing full well that MemberVault does not have video hosting capability. So any video that you put into MemberVault has to be hosted somewhere else. Yeah, so it can be YouTube or it could be Vimeo. There's a couple of others I think that you could use, but they're the two best ones. So I chose it knowing that I had to host video somewhere else. That was intentional because my intention was to build a thriving YouTube channel. And I wanted a reason to put videos on YouTube. No point me building a YouTube channel if all my videos are housed somewhere else. Yeah, so I did that intentionally. The other thing I learned about MemberVault when I looked into it is it can work, you know, it exists really well, easily with only 2 integrations. The only 2 things that MemberVault needs to be able to run and host group programs and courses is a payment integration and an email integration. So you can, has somebody got noise in the background?
You cut mics.
If you've got noise, maybe go on mute. So yeah, you need an email platform and a payment platform. So I chose Stripe because when I looked at Stripe versus PayPal, Stripe had higher trust rating. People trusted it more because it was less likely to get hacked. So I chose Stripe, and I chose MailerLite because I'd side-by-side tested MailChimp and MailerLite, and I preferred the landing pages in MailerLite because they allow you to just do a little bit more. So when somebody joins a course, so for example, you guys who've recently joined Sales School, let me tell you what happened, what the tech did. So you put your credit card details into MemberVault, which instantly sent your email address into MailerLite, which instantly popped you into a group, which instantly kicked off a workflow that was set with the trigger of the minute somebody joins this group, send them this email. So you get that instant feeling of onboarding. I've given my money, I get an email straight away. Yeah, and although when you look at how other people are doing that, you know, when you've enrolled on freebies and you've got downloads and suddenly you've got this influx of emails coming at you and you think, oh, this must be a technical nightmare. It's actually a lot more simple than you think. Okay. So my recommendation is MailerLite. Doesn't mean the others are rubbish, you know, but I would definitely suggest, if you haven't chosen one yet, do some side-by-side testing. Okay, just a couple of stats for you. 99% of consumers check their inbox every day, and a lot of people prefer getting their, you know, getting information via email because it feels like it's all in one place. Okay, so that's a real good reason why email is a good marketing tool. 40% of B2B businesses say it's critical to their content marketing success. And 59% of people in the survey that HubSpot did say that emails influence their buying decisions. Okay, so there's lots of different strategies for email. I watched a webinar of a guy recently who said, your email should be like writing to your best friend. No design, no fancy stuff, could be just a one-liner, and it should be every day. And I was like, every day. I think I might see a few unsubscribes if I sent something out every day. But this guy said that was his strategy. So it worked for him. And he is one of the best known email marketers around, I'm told. So yeah, I don't think I will be doing an everyday strategy, but it worked for him. Okay, so there's lots of reasons why you want to be doing email marketing. The number one, I think, is because you're in control of your list. It's your list. Nobody's telling you what to say, how to say it, why to say it. They're your people. They're your people. And you hear all the time, don't you? The number one rule of sales and marketing is speak to your ideal client. Speak in their language, in their tone of voice, the way that they want to take on board information. And don't take unsubscribes personally. I know I just joked about it. I used to, if I saw somebody unsubscribe, I'd be like, oh no, what did I say? What did I do? Oh, I've upset them. And now I'm just like, they weren't my people. They weren't my people. And you have to, I urge you to just embrace that. And that goes for everything that you do in sales and marketing in your business. The right people matter, the wrong people don't, because they were never going to be your people anyway.
I see.
Yeah, they're a better fit with somebody else, and that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so email list. If we want to build a healthy, thriving email list, we first got to give people a reason to want to hand over their email address. An email address, you know, like, here's a question for you, like, how many email addresses have you each got?
60.
60. Wow. You got anybody else got more than one?
I've got about 7.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, I've got 2.
Wow.
I have 4.
4, okay. Do you know what? I've asked you the question. I'm not even sure how many I've got. I would guess. I would guess that 7 or 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean personal ones?
Well, you know, different.
Personal and business.
Yeah, different mail.
Ignore me then. I haven't got 60.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be hard work, wouldn't it? 3.
You got 3.
I have over 5.
Yeah. So you know, I'm not asking that because it's bad to have more than one, but if you think about, you know, the mindset of somebody who's giving up their email address, if they've only got one inbox, they're going to be less likely to give you their email address. If they've got a number of them, they might be more likely, because they'll feel less, you know, like they've got to manage that one inbox. They'll feel less precious about that one inbox. Yeah. But there's little things that happen, you know, like when somebody takes my email address and privately, you know, off LinkedIn, as in they've been in like Sales Navigator on LinkedIn and gone in the back door, and rather than taking my email address that's on my profile, they've taken my personal email address, which is my login email address. That gets my backup. That really gets my backup, because I don't give anybody that email address ever. So yeah, that irritates me. So have a think about, you know, your ideal client. How might they treat their inbox? How might they protect their inbox? And how likely are they going to be to give up that email address? And what are you going to need to do to make it worthwhile for them to give you their email address? Like, why are they going to want to? Yeah. And I know I'm not the only one here on the call. I bet we all have seen something as we're scrolling and gone, oh, what's that shiny thing? You know, a freebie, a download, a course, a challenge, whatever. And I want that. And then you hit a sales page, and, you know, or a landing page or some sort of opt-in page that then talks you into, it's a good idea, Rachel, to put your email address in here, because look at what you're going to get. Yeah. And they're basically convincing you that now is the best time to give us your email address, because we're going to make it worth your while for you. Nobody says just give us your email address, because nobody would do it, would they? Okay, which brings us nicely into lead magnets. So you all know what I mean. Lead magnet, yeah? A reason for somebody to want to give you their email address. Could call it a lead generation, you know, like a download, a quiz, a challenge. It could be a webinar, it could be a free masterclass, There's lots of things. I mean, a Facebook group is even a lead magnet, because my Facebook group doesn't do this, but most Facebook groups will try and take your email address straight away at the door. I just think that's terrible, because I haven't given you any value yet. Why would you want to give it? Why would you want to give me your email address? You haven't even got in my group yet. You don't even know if it's any good. You might hate it and want to leave the next day. Yeah. So I don't.
Some people, they use it as a they give you something straight away when you put the email for the Facebook group.
Yeah, exactly. So it counts as a lead magnet. You've got that instant, you know, give us your email address, you're going to get something. So that's what we mean by a lead magnet. And so we've got some examples here on the screen. You've got resource type email lead magnets, like a template, a checklist, could be, you know, a piece of software, a script, could be access to a community or a design asset. So there's lots of people give away like Canva templates and you know, Trello board templates, things that are going to make your life quicker and easier. There's learning examples, like, again, quizzes, worksheets, webinars, courses. You know, a lot of people will give you the free mini course, and then when you've done it, try and sell you the big paid for course. And then you've got, you know, traditional more like offers, like a free sample or a trial period, discount, coupon. You know, give us your email address and in return you'll get a discount of X off Y. Yeah, so you've got lots of different things that you can use to encourage your audience to give up their email address and, you know, give it to you. So if you're asking me, I'm sure you're all thinking this, like, of the lead magnets that we use in the business, like what works really well. Webinars work well for us. Webinars work well. Challenges, boot camps, that's always worked really well. I think downloads, hit and miss. You know, like if you've got a download or a checklist, you know, you've got to name it so well, and it's got to cut through a noisy market. So if it's some sort of download, you know, a free download that tells you how to do blah, you've got to make sure that that is a really, really in demand thing, because there's a lot of people doing that. And what I would always suggest that you think of is, if your lead magnet is a prerequisite to something that you're going to sell, and that's what it is, right? Yeah, you're not just building your list for the sake of having a list. You want to sell to the list. You want to convert the list. Your lead magnet really should be a prerequisite to whatever it is that you're selling, because it should be a natural journey for them to say, well, I've got this much information, but really I want this much information. But I know to get all of it, I've now got to opt in to the next bit, which is actually going to cost me some money. So if your lead magnet has been good at building know, like, and trust, at delivering value, at making somebody feel special, at building that community feel, you know, they don't necessarily have to be in a physical room with you yet, but you might, you know, your opening line might be, you know, welcome to my world, welcome to my community. It's great to have you here with us. So there's that instant feeling of us. Oh, who else is here? You know, that curiosity of, what am I now part of? This sounds exciting. Yeah. So you've got, when you give your lead magnet, it's got to, yes, it's got to be value, but it's got to be that natural journey that your ideal client is going to go on to eventually get to the paid stuff. Okay, so you've got all these slides that are loaded into the learning area for you, so you can go back over this, print it out, fill it out if you want, just do a brainstorm, think about what you can make best use of. Top tip is ask your audience. You know, ask your audience. Occasionally you'll see, you know, us doing polls, and all of that is building intelligence around what do people need, what are people struggling with right now. And polls are, you know, people answer polls because they're quick and easy. So if you knew that everybody in your audience at the moment was struggling with a particular thing, and that particular thing you had expertise in, and actually you sell a service that, you know, relates to that thing, then you want to be designing a lead magnet that's going to give some value, demonstrate your credibility, build trust, so that then you can say, great, now you've enjoyed that, I'd like to invite you to take me up on the offer of X. Okay. Is this good so far, guys? Yeah, useful? Good. Okay, process. If truth be told, I am a bit of a process geek. I do love a flow chart. I do love a process. So this is the absolute basics of a really good email process. And different people will tell you different things. And I'm sure they all have examples of where it's worked for them and examples of where it hasn't. I've done some terrible email processes, like terrible, because I've been so, you know, quick to want to get the thing out there that I haven't built the sequence properly that follows it. And so the lead magnet was good, but I hadn't done the job properly, which I now know, of course, but at the time I didn't. So typical process for you is you create an opt-in page. An opt-in page that gives full disclosure on why you want the email address, what the person's going to get, why it's valuable, what's going to happen next. As much information as possible. You've got to sell the fact to them that they're going to have to give you their email address and what they're going to get in return, so that they don't even question that they've got to give you their email address. Most people now in the online space know that you get stuff for free, you then get sold to. Most people know that now. You know, if you go to a free webinar, the minute it gets to 15, 20 minutes before the end, you're going to have a sales pitch. People know that. They wait for it. And one of the things that I've tested recently, which again has worked quite well, is getting to the end of a webinar and not doing what they expect you to do, not giving them a sales pitch, not asking for money, offering them something else for free. And the reaction was good and it converted. And so what I was trying to, I guess, prove to myself is that we can go from large scale free into smaller scale free and have a better conversion rate to paid at the end. Whereas if you go free to paid, you're doing what everybody else is doing. So I would just think about that. Is that relevant for your business? Is that relevant for your ideal client? Could you go big free, smaller free, paid, rather than big free, paid? Yeah, just a little something to throw in there. So your typical process goes like this: opt-in page, thank you page, immediate welcome email goes out. Yeah. And then my best advice to you is 3 value emails. 3. I would say 2 to 3 days apart. If you wait 7 to 10 days, I would say they've cooled off by then. By the time that second email comes in, they're like, Sally who? Mark who? Who's that? Who? Yeah, 2 to 3 days apart, 3 value emails. And each of those emails has to talk to each other. So you might want to say in the first one, at the end, I'm going to be dropping into your inbox in the next few days with blah. But make that reason, make that thing something that they go, ooh, that sounds good. So I'm in the middle of writing one at the moment that says, I'm going to be dropping into your inbox in a couple of days with 8 new ideas for lead generation for you. Is anybody going to unsubscribe from that? No, because they're going to go, ooh, lead generation ideas. I want that. Yeah. So think about how you can tell that story and make the next email, advertise the next email, make no apology for it, Because if we're like creeping around going, oh, I want to sell stuff, but I don't really want to sell stuff, and I don't want to be annoying, and I don't want to be sleazy. Well, you're not being sleazy. Yeah. Make no apology for the fact that I have credibility, I have knowledge and expertise, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share it with you. Isn't that great? I've learned everything I've learned in 25 years so that I can now share it with you so that you can accelerate more quickly. You go, oh, that sounds like a good deal, actually. You know, she's older than me. Oh. Yeah. So don't tiptoe around. Don't be worried about sending emails. Recognize the value in what you've got to say. Yeah. So those 3 emails, make sure that they relate to each other. And then after those 3 value have gone out, sales email with an offer, a compelling offer that talks back to your lead magnet. Yeah, that makes reference to the fact that you know that they want to learn that particular thing, or they want to understand that particular thing, whatever that was. And your sales emails, you're going to have 3 of those as well. The first is a straight up sales offer. And you might lead into it with a little bit of value. So I'm not advocating that you just, that they open the email and suddenly it's like, ta-da, you know, like with a big, by now, you might want to lead into it with some value, but it is clearly a sales email. It's got a clear call to action. It's got a buy now button. It's very, very clearly a sales email with action, yeah, and scarcity and urgency built in a way that feels authentic to you. The second sales email, as it says there at the bottom, is an FAQs. Yeah. So the second sales email is, I offered you X and I understand that you might have some questions. That's okay. Most people do. Here are the frequently asked questions for you. And then in the email, you systematically go through and you answer their questions. Now, FAQs are underutilized gold dust. FAQs are amazing because there's loads of reasons why FAQs are amazing. First reason why FAQs, you all know what I mean by that, yeah? Frequently asked questions. One of the main reasons that FAQs are amazing is that they are written in client language. So an FAQ, for example, it might be how many people are on the Authentic Sales School, Rachel? Now, rather than me just write a paragraph to tell you how many people are here and what job they all do, you ask the question as if the client was asking it. And so that is great because it means that then you can write back in client language. So when your client is reading it, it feels personal. It feels like you're saying it directly to them, personal. Yeah. The other reason then the FAQs are good is if those FAQs, as well as being in an email, if you also use those FAQs on your landing pages, on your websites, that's really good from an SEO point of view, because SEO loves those keywords. And if you think about SEO, verbal, voice recognized SEO, like Alexa, who's the best sales coach in the world? Yeah, that's in client language. Oh, my Alexa's just started talking.
I started as well.
Alexa, stop. But yeah, you get.
Who did it say?
Yeah, I'm going to ask her later. You get the point, yeah. Like you're asking a question and you're getting an answer, like a digital piece of SEO, and so that's going to help your website SEO as well. FAQs are great. Anka, did you have a question, sweetie?
Yes. Can you expand on this client language a little bit for me? Can we have another example, please?
Yeah, I have got a slide on that in a minute because we're going to talk how to convert the email. But when I say client language, I mean the words that the client would use. So the two critical lists of things that we need to make when we're writing copy, writing emails, writing websites, writing sales posts, writing sales pages, is a list of all your clients' problems and a list of all the results that you deliver and how they relate to each other.
Thank you.
So if we imagine that we had our ideal client right here with us and we said to them, can you talk me through, please, what your biggest challenges are right now and why are they challenges? We need to write that the way that they would say it to us and the words that they might use. Yeah. So the mastermind I just came off, we did some editing of a piece of copy. Well, when I say editing, I was critiquing it on, in front of everybody. And the opening line was really, really generic. And I see this all the time, all the time people will say, Rachel, why is, this post has just got no engagement. And it will say things like, I want to help people achieve their dreams. Well, everybody's saying that. That's generic. It is, if you said to your client right now, what's the number one thing that I could deliver for you right now? They wouldn't say, can you help me achieve my dreams, please? They wouldn't say that. Nobody says that. But it's what people write in their copy. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's why when you see me write copy, I'll say, I'm going to help you get clients. Because when I say to my ideal client, what is it that I can do to help you? They go, get me clients, Rachel, get me clients. And so that's what goes in the copy. Yeah. So that's what I mean by client language. So we've got 3 sales emails, the offer, the FAQs, and then a scarcity reminder. So the deadline is coming, or there's only 4 spaces, or time is running out. So some reason why urgency needs to be there. I am not a big fan of a tick-in timer. I've used them. I've seen no great evidence that they work any better than good language, good copy. But you have to deal with scarcity and urgency in the way that feels authentically you. But there is a industry stat that says for coaches and consultants who offer online services, 80% of people buy on the deadline.
I unsubscribe on the deadline. As soon as I see a deadline, I'm like, okay, bye. Boof.
Yeah. Well, the stat is apparently, and I've heard a few of the big gurus say this, 80% of people buy on the deadline. So if you're not giving a deadline, you will miss sales. You will miss sales because people, if they're not given a day and a time to do it, they won't do it. Or they have to feel like this is not an ongoing opportunity because we're all busy, aren't we? That's the reason. We're all busy. Unless we've got a reason to do it, maybe we won't. So if you want to leave it up to chance, great. Don't give a deadline. Don't give scarcity. If that feels like what you want to do, then do it, but your conversion rate will be better if you create urgency. Okay.
How does it? You might cover this in a minute, Rachel. But I found when I kind of have a little flow, so I'm doing this challenge this week, and there's a little automated flow. I've set up a MailerLite, and it's all beautiful. But I find that a lot of people say, "Oh, I didn't get it," and I'm like, "You need to check your spam because they're all just going into the spam, and no one's looking at it." Yeah. So I'm a bit like, I'll set up this beautiful automation, and then no one will ever see them.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. We've had the same. We've had exactly the same, haven't we, Laura? And there's things that you can do, we're looking for our next challenge at having a DM bot thing, so that the minute that they land on the thank you page and they're in the challenge, you tell them what to do. Save the email that you get, save it to your contacts, because then the emails will get through and you won't miss an alert. Click here to access the chat bot, and then you'll get your worksheets. Add this to your calendar. because then you'll get the alerts. Immediately join the Facebook group, because then we've got a chance that the algorithm is going to help notify you.
Yeah.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
Oh, as long as it's not just me.
No, it's not. It's not just you. And have you heard of Big Phil, who does the challenge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Phil Harrison. He says exactly the same. You know, if you rely on one form of notification, you won't get people showing up. You know, you can't just rely on the Facebook algorithm. You can't just rely on a calendar. You can't just rely on an email. You need to just have all of it. And then people have got the best chance of getting what they need.
Yeah.
I always noticed with MailerLite, the deliverability is good. You know, like you can look at your hard bounces and your soft bounces to, you know, see if you are like missing inboxes completely. But one thing I've noticed, because I've got a couple of my email addresses in our groups as tests, my Apple email address always gets there last. Always. Always.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. So, you know, if you've got a lot of people with an Apple email address in your audience, then you're going to want to allow longer for that email address to get there.
I'm with you.
Yeah. In an ideal world, you know, we start sales school at 7:30. I would want to ping into your inbox at 7:15 with the Zoom link. But we can't schedule an email for 7:15 because so many of you then won't get it.
Yeah, true.
It's tricky. So yeah, have a think about, you know, your process and what that might look like. And if you're coming at this as a newbie and you want to sort of take that away as a bit of homework and bring it back next time with some questions, and that would be a really, you know, I would suggest that'd be a really good thing for you to do. High conversion. Obviously, this is what we want to get, a high conversion rate. So look at your opt-in page. Look at what conversion rate your opt-in page, like the place where they're going to give their email address. Look at what the conversion rate is there. I have a rule of thumb, and again, just my opinion, if it's over 20%, that's good. Anything, you know, over 30%, really good. Any more than that, absolutely, you're winning. Yeah. But I would always say, don't take my benchmark as your benchmark. Set your own. Do a first test, do a first run, whatever that is, and use that as a benchmark. And then every time you do it, you're just looking to get better and better and better. So if your first one gets 10%, your first, you know, opt-in page gets 10%, aim for 15 next time, and look at all the things that you can do to make those improvements. Other things to look at, deliverability. So look at your bounce rates, make sure that you're not suffering like hard bounces, you know, that people have just given you duff information, and that's why your, you know, conversion rate's not good, because the email isn't actually getting through. Look at the open rate for each email. So look at the subject line. That tells you, you know, that's the number one reason why people are going to open it, is your subject line. If it's boring and generic, they're not going to open it. If it's got their name in, few emojis, yeah, making good use of capital letters or not, you know, something that's really going to get people thinking, I want that. Yeah. I think one of the best ones that we've ever done had the subject line, your course or your online course. Of course, everybody thought, oh, somebody wants to buy my course. It was me. But the open rate was really good as a result. Not too much design. So again, I've made this error loads of times. Don't go to town making your email look like a piece of marketing. Because if it looks like a piece of marketing, it will get read like a piece of marketing. And you want it to be read like a piece of value, not a piece of marketing. So don't go crazy on design. Not too many messages, you know, I don't mean as in number of emails. I mean, don't write a long email with think about this, do this, read that, click here, call to action, because people like simplicity, you know, not because we can't cope with anything more complicated, but just because we know where we are with that. Yeah, so keep it more simplistic. And if that means that you have to split an email in half and send it over, you know, a period of a few days, I would say that's the better way round to do it. Okay. Call to action, always got to be a call to action, otherwise what's the point? Even if the call to action is just, you know, email me back and let me know what you think. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a buy now. And then your PS line always needs to be optimized. So apparently the PS line is the second most read part of your email.
Is this because most of the time it's a different color?
The PS line?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to make it a different color, no. No.
I've seen it many times of different color. That's why it made me look at it.
Yeah, no, it still works if it's the same color as the rest of the information. It's funny, I had a client today even, and you know, say, oh, I always read my emails backwards. I always go to the bottom and work up because I just want somebody to get to the point and I want to know what the point is. And so he looks at the PS first. So I can't say I do that, but you know, we're all different. So, but the sort of overarching stat is apparently the PS is the second most read part of your email. Okay, so listen, it's 8:30. I have got the framework for a good email there, but you've got all these slides in the learning area. I'm just gonna stop sharing and so that we can all see each other again and see if you guys have got any immediate questions for me around how you might get started. If you're now thinking, oh, I need a lead magnet, like what can I do? Like, has anybody got any questions?
Yeah, I don't have anything except for me, myself, and I in video. And I know that I need to create a lead magnet. And I'm not quite sure where to begin. You know, I've heard ClickFunnels. I've got some training videos for ClickFunnels. And then even when I create a lead magnet, sorry, I don't have a course yet. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna be getting emails and emails for a minute. So help.
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe I can create something just within my group, you know, because I feel like I need to give them something, you know.
Yeah. So I think the first thing that you could do, Tanya, would be to ask them. Ask them what their challenges are right now. You know, like obviously, are you positioning yourself as an expert? You know, even though you haven't got anything for them to buy right now, you should be positioning yourself as that expert that you want to be to them, so that they have a good reason why they're in your group, why they're in your audience. And then your first lead magnet needs to be something that really complements the expert that you are being for them, and you know, then be the bridge between you, the expert, and your first offering, which will probably be a one-to-one, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, a one-to-one program. So think about when you do your one-to-one program, you know, what top 3 solutions are you providing, and then make your lead magnet allude to those solutions.
Got it. Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So for example, you know, I know you're into sales, so it could be, I'm going to help my clients to win clients. That's my number 1 reason for being. And so my lead magnet might be, you know, 10 ways of winning clients that you haven't thought of yet.
Yeah. Well, I do know I've done some polling, so I know that I have more from those who've answered. I've got more service-based than I do product-based people in the group, at least from those who've answered. And then a lot more they've just started a business. And I've had some message me, and, you know, just in kind of the DM conversations, it's the sales confidence. And that's why I'm going down that road versus, you know, yeah, yes, at some point, you know, I'll talk about gaining clients and closing more deals, but I can't believe how many people. I just had a lady today. She was telling me the fear of doing a go live. I'm like, I really just need to do something on how to gain confidence to go live.
Yeah.
So I'll create like a lead magnet towards that. So that helps. Yeah. I know this sounds kind of funny, but do you know of any like done for you type lead magnet services?
Do you know what I saw? I saw one earlier today. If I can remember who it was, because obviously I was scrolling.
Right.
If I can think about who it was, I'll let you know. But
perfect, thank you.
Yeah, but in Canva, you can go to the templates area, and there's loads and loads and loads.
I just need to go. I watched a video and I didn't realize that, because I go into Canva to create my basic little things to post. And then I did watch a video on YouTube and I was like, I've never seen these templates before.
Yeah.
Might not be that as difficult as I'm thinking it is, but
yeah, it's not. And to be honest, like I've accessed some people's lead magnets before and thought, wow, this is like super basic, like I thought you might have tried harder, like with the design and with the layout. I thought you might have made it look a bit nicer, and sometimes they really are pretty simple.
I grabbed one that was full of typos today and I was like, oh, but
nothing worse. Anybody else got any questions? Anka?
Yeah, I'm full of questions. I'm even more of a beginner than Tanya is. I don't even have that group where I can ask, what's their problem?
Yeah.
So my thinking is that I want to help Anka 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I would have loved to have someone, I would have loved to have like a money mentor who would help me get here rather than keep bump my head into all sorts of walls and so on. And at the moment, I have a sort of an incredibly basic Facebook page. That's it. What would be my next step? How do I create my map?
Would Anchor 10 years ago be in Facebook groups?
Yes.
Okay, create a Facebook group then.
And I'm very, I'm quite good with video. I don't have a problem to be on video and to speak to people.
Yeah, another great reason to start a Facebook group. The reasons I would tell somebody not to start a Facebook group is if you absolutely hate video, you absolutely hate small talk, you don't really have any desire to build relationships with people that will never be a client, because in your Facebook group, I think the stat is that you'll only sell to 1 to 2% of them. So you're going to be building a lot of relationships to get the conversions that you want, but you never know who that 1 to 2% are.
Yeah.
So if you love the idea of community and you're happy to go live and you're happy to put time and effort into building content to keep a group alive, then a group is a great way to go, and you can monetize a Facebook group when it's only got 200 members in it. Easy.
I understand that you have a bit of help from Laura here, but can I roughly ask, in your amazing, vibrant group, how much time do you invest on a weekly basis?
Ooh, I haven't actually worked that out. I would say, I would guess, outside of lives, take lives away.
Yeah.
I'd probably say an hour a day, weekends included, plus lives.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus lives. So normally when I do a live, I'm on from sort of 30 minutes to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it on a Friday only. And I've been inviting other people to do lives because the algorithm likes a live. So I've been getting other people to come in and do lives because then I don't have to. And that allows me to get to know them and build relationships in the group. So it sounds like a Facebook group to draw in Anchor 10 years ago. It sounds like a Facebook group is the way to go.
And I'm thinking, I'm playing with the idea of a YouTube channel just because I'm okay with videos and I'd much rather be on a video than write a post. Write a post for me is like, oh, God help me. When would that come into the, when would you say that would come into the plan?
What was the question? Sorry, I missed the question.
YouTube channel.
Oh, YouTube channel. Don't go there.
Don't go
there. YouTube is amazing. I love YouTube. I learn a lot on YouTube every day. However, if you want to monetize YouTube, you got to sign up for it for years. It's difficult. It's really difficult. I've done a lot of learning on YouTube SEO and how to monetize a YouTube channel. It is hard.
So where would I host my videos then?
Oh, you could put them on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could start a YouTube channel, you know.
Because I'm not necessarily thinking to monetize the YouTube channel.
Oh, right, okay.
But I don't know where to have the videos.
Yeah, just put them on YouTube, and you can have them as public or unlisted. So if it's a video that you don't want anybody to be able to search for and find, you make it unlisted. If you're happy to have people find it, you just make it public.
Thank you so much.
I use an app called, I think it's a OneStream or OneYard. I just started using it, and it allows you to pre-record and save, and then you can put it on so many different platforms at once, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Or, you know, if you're like me and you fear going live, you can go live, you know, schedule it, and then it literally looks like you're going live.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so it's a pretty cool tool. It's like $10 a month for their starter plan. So yeah, I've done several go lives.
Oh, that sounds really good. OneYard, yeah?
OneYard, yes.
OneYard, excellent.
Thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
Always good to get the lowdown on new apps and new software. So I just quickly share with you, I put together some homework ideas for you, because obviously we have Teacher's Pet, which is every month you get the opportunity to win a one-to-one with me. And so some homework ideas, you can do one of these, you can do all of these, or you can do none of these. It's totally up to you. Ask your audience which freebies they'd love the most. Design a high demand lead magnet. That would be, you know, on something like Canva, or it could be a document, you know, in a Google Drive, in a Google folder. Map out your email process on paper. So like the little flow chart, think about what that might look like. Set a goal, opt-ins, and plan how you're going to achieve it. And write or review your own email sequences. So if you've already got email sequences and it's not converting sales for you, do a review. Go back over it and do a review, because there's always a way to make things better. Okay, so you'll find all these slides in the learning area for you, okay, to go in and have a dig around. And there's some quiz questions in there as well, which I think there's 3 of them, and it's something like, what is the goal that you want to set for yourself this month? What are the things that maybe are going to like hold you back, and do you have any questions for me? And so all of those answers I get, and if you ask me questions, I will give you an answer. So that's the sort of the accountability part of sales school, that if you say, do you know what, Rachel, I like that. I want to set myself a goal of setting up a free lead magnet and building 10 people in my email list by the end of March, and I want you to kick my ass if I don't do it, then I'm not going to know that unless you put it in the homework area. And then I can help you.
Is this the same thing then, like when we go into other groups and they're like, if you want my 30 ways to blah, 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 click on this link here. Okay, is that what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody is trying to build their little email world. Yeah. Because then they can do stuff with it, you know, like, and when you hear coaches, you know, online course providers talking about an evergreen funnel, that I know a lot of people go, an evergreen funnel? What on earth is an evergreen funnel? All that is a lead magnet that is always on. It's always out there. So it's something that you know converts. It's got an email sequence that you know is going to deliver you paying clients. And once you've proved that that funnel converts, you can say, well, that funnel itself is going to convert something that's worth $500. And for me to scale up, I'm going to spend 10% of all of that on ads. So I'm now going to do ads each day, and I'm going to scale it and grow it and build passive income with this evergreen funnel that just sits and delivers me what I need. Yeah. So I think a lot of the time with this stuff, you see people writing about it and talking about it, and they make it sound complicated. They make it sound special, like they can do it, but you can't. And they make it sound like the systems are scary and difficult. And actually none of it is. It's much more simple than probably most people think. Getting it converting, that's the hardest bit, but that's got nothing to do with the system. That's all to do with the copy. All to do with how you speak to your ideal client. Okay. Good sesh. Lots to think about. You got a question, Mark?
Yeah, just I was just wondering, do you use any kind of A/B testing kind of thing with your emails when you send them out?
We don't. No. Okay. We never have. We have with sales pages, 2 webinar sales pages. I've like made those different, but probably not different enough because the results weren't really telling, you know, like we've done, we did, Laura, I'm thinking about our Facebook ads. We did some like testing with our Facebook ads, and I think the key learning is that what we thought people would like, they didn't like, and what we thought they wouldn't like, they did like. And so, testing is always good.
Yeah, just thinking for the other guys sort of thing, just like when you're talking about sort of copy and stuff and just the position of call to actions, you know, could, you know, when you sort of said if you've got like a big list, splitting it down into, I'm gonna say if there's 100 people sending out one version to 50 and the other one just tweaking it just slightly, just might help.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a general idea of what who's clicking on what and the conversion change difference, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the other things we haven't talked about tonight, which we definitely can next time, is the importance of building segments and grouping your audience as it grows, because you don't want everybody to have everything. You don't want to pitch an offer to somebody that's just bought something. You know, you don't want somebody to exist in 3 funnels at the same time because they're getting mixed messages from you. So the importance of segments and groups is big.
I didn't know about this because I have an email list of about 800 people for my eco business, but I'm not doing anything with it at the moment, but I know how many people are in there. And I actually want to start with email marketing. And I'm like, but what's going to happen with the current customer? Because I'm not going to introduce myself and remind the current customer. I just saw them last week. So how do I do that? I didn't know you can segment that.
Yeah, you can segment it yourself, you know, as in you can manually go through and you know, you can take data from an invoicing system and, you know, look at it side by side so you can be sure that you've got clients marked as clients, and you can do a manual exercise, you know, a manual data exercise, or you can send out a survey or something within your email platform and you can get people to opt in to their own choices. So that's worked really well for me in my other business before, where I said, do you want to have information on sales, leadership, customer service, communication skills? And people would tick 1 box, 3 boxes, no boxes, and therefore they then went into like certain groups, and then you know that you're sending the right things to the right people.
Thank you.
So yeah, segments are important. Okay. I hate making like so much in these classes that everybody's like sat there going, oh, my head is bursting.
So our next class would be when?
It's on the 22nd of February. So February and March are really easy because the dates fall exactly the same. So it's the 8th of February and the 8th of March and the 22nd of February and the 22nd of March. And there will always be an email from us on a Monday, and it will, you know, sort of keep you on track with where the classes are. As school grows, so as you know, as I get better at selling more people into school and growing school, we will have more classes. So rather than us end up with like 30 people sat here all trying to ask questions, I will make it so that it's every Monday, and then people can dip in and out, and we'll make some classes and some Q&A so that people can choose what they need and why they need it. And the classes, you know, we've been recording tonight, and that will get loaded up into the learning area tomorrow. So the guys, you know, who had to dial out, you know, Natalie's got a challenge, and, you know, anybody that wants to go and watch it back can. Anybody that misses a class can go and catch up with the class. So so all the more reason why you need us to file the topics so that you can go back and find stuff when you need it.
At the moment, the Q&A is built in the classes.
Yeah, the Q&A is like built in the classes. Yeah. But as we grow, there'll be more opportunities and guest speakers as well. So
brilliant.
We'll bring in some experts, and also, you know, you guys might be the experts. So there's no point me reaching out to an expert outside of school when we've got a perfectly good expert right here in school. So I'd much rather give you guys a platform to talk about what you do and why you're an expert in your field, so that everybody can benefit from that. So we can definitely have a look at doing some guest expert slots.
Yeah, brilliant.
Exciting. Doesn't take much for me. I'm just like, I'm just a happy bunny.
And you text me at 5 a.m. after what? I've been up since 5. I've got all these ideas. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, Rachel. I've just woken up.
The worst place for me to go for ideas is the bath. The minute I get in the bath, because I've got no phone and no notepad, and my brain just clicks into gear. I have all my best ideas in the bath. And then, of course, you're worried then that you're going to forget them. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Have you enjoyed it?
Yes.
Yeah? Good. Cool. Well, get on well with your homework, I hope. And head into the learning area. If you haven't bookmarked the learning area, bookmark it. Have it in your, you know, in your favorites at the top, so that you can easily like get back in there and find out what's going on. And if you miss an email, the Zoom link's in the learning area. If you miss the dates of when it is, it's in the learning area. So that really is your main resource.
How do you bookmark the learning area?
Okay, so do you use a Chrome browser?
Yes.
Yeah, you use Google Chrome? Yeah.
Yes.
So when you're looking at your bar at the top, where you put your, you know, where you search, where you put your URL, at the far right-hand side, I think it's a star, isn't it? Someone correct me. Yeah, it's a star. Yes. So when you click that little star, it'll ask you, you know, what you want to call it, and if you want to rename it, you can. I've got so many bookmarks now. I've got them in little folders, so they drop down. So
brilliant. Thank you so much.
That's all right. No worries. That's what we're here for.
Can I ask, in the sales course that's going to start, is this covered like in detail, like step by step, how to build this out? I'm just curious.
The online sales accelerator that you're on. Yes, yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we're going into 5 key steps, and email is one of them. Yeah, and because obviously you've booked that, you get a 1-to-1 as well. So. Okay. And you're on that as well, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, woo. Cool. Excellent. Well, that's this week, isn't it? That's Thursday.
Thursday, yes.
Yeah. Yes, because I've been doing some slides for you. Cool. Right. I'm going to go and crash out on my sofa now.
Don't go in the bath.
No,
Don't
I
go in
won't
the
go
bath.
back. Not tonight. No, Laura's inbox can't take it.
A is still young over here, so.
Cool. All right then, everyone. Lovely
Thank
seeing
you.
Meeting you all.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Have a good week. Bye.